Okay guys, this is Mr. Baker. This is just a quick review for your quiz today. So the first thing we're going to look at is how to find slope. And we know the formula for slope. We use the letter m, and we say m is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Okay, so if we wanted to look at an example for finding slope, say I gave you 2 points. Let's say I give you 3, 2, and 4, negative 1. If you wanted to find the slope with that, we do y2, which is negative 1, minus the other y coordinate, all over 4 minus 3 with the x coordinates. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, so you would have a slope of negative 3. If you wanted to take this and turn it into an equation, I know for an equation I end up with y equals mx plus b. I know my m is my slope, so if I found my slope to be negative 3, I would say y is equal to negative 3x plus b. If I want to find b now, I pick another one of my points. I'm going to use 3 and 2 because they're both positive. That makes it easier. So instead of y, I'm going to plug in 2. So 2 is equal to negative 3. I'm going to plug in the x coordinate here of 3 plus b. Let's draw a little arrow here, and running out of room. Come up here. So what am I going to say? Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. So 2 is equal to negative 9 plus b. Add that over. 11 is equal to b. My equation is y equals negative 3x plus 11. That's my b. We just found it. So if you wanted to graph y is equal to negative 3x plus 11, let's rewrite that. Y is equal to negative 3x plus 11. If we wanted to graph that, make a graph. Okay, and I know I want to start at 11 and make a dot. And my slope is negative 3, which we can think of as negative 3 over 1. So I'm going to go down 3, which takes me to 8. And I'm going to go over 1. And there would be my line. Remember that negative slopes go this way. So if I have a negative slope, it would be going that way. If I have a positive slope, it would be going that way. Okay, so let's look at this word problem I wrote out. It says you have $5 and you save $12 per week. So one more time, you have $5 already and you save $12 per week. And the first thing that it asks here is we want an equation. So we're going to say y is equal to $12 per week, so 12x, and there was 5 already in there, so plus 5. Variables. X stands for $12 per week, so X stands for weeks, and Y stands for your money, so I'm just putting a dollar sign. I want to make a graph, so we're going to graph the equation 12x plus 5. I know that I'm going to start at 5, make a dot. 12 is like saying 12 over 1, so up 12, and that takes me to 17. Up 12 over 1. There's my graph. It says table, so we can make an x and y table. At 0, I'm at 5. At 1, I'm at 17, and you can keep this table going. It wants to know when would you have $41. So if you kept this table going, we had 0 was 5, 1 was 17, 2 would be 29, and then 3 would be 41. So at 3 weeks, you would have $41. So 3 weeks. Okay, so let's talk about adding and subtracting, multiplying and dividing fractions. So if I want to talk about adding and subtracting, you have to have a common denominator. So if I say 1/2 plus 2/3, I need a common denominator. So what's the first number 2 and 3 both go into? And we should be saying 6. Then the question I ask myself is 2 times what gave me 6? It was 2 times 3. So if I tripled the bottom number, I triple my top number. And then I say 3 times what gave me 6? And it was 2. So I multiply the top by 2, and that gives me 4. Now I can go ahead and add, and that gives me 7 over 6. Subtraction is the same exact way, except that instead of adding your 3 and 4, if this was a subtraction problem, After you get your common denominator, you would have subtracted. For multiplying, if I say 2/3 times 3/4, you just multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms. That gives you 6/12, and we can simplify 6/12. That's really 1/2. If I am dividing, let's say I have 4/5 divided by 2/1. When you divide, you turn it into a multiplication problem, except you flip the second one. So this is 1/2, and now I treat it as a multiplication problem. So this is 4/10, and 4/10 can be simplified if you divide the top and bottom by 2 into 2/5. Okay, we're just going to do a couple quick graphing examples just to make sure we know how to graph. If I said y was equal to -4x, you would think of that as +0 on the back, even though it's not necessarily written in. So when I go to graph that, my starting point is at 0, and then my slope is -4/1, so I'd be going down 4/1, and I'd make my dot, and that would be my line. If I said I had y was equal to -3x minus 2, I would be starting at -2, and I would make my dot, and then I would be going down 3/1, and then I would have my line going that way. So that's really all that's on your quiz. You need to be able to find slope, you need to be able to find an equation, you need to be able to graph. There's a couple word problems, and then adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions.